I found it tucked away in the attic, a forgotten relic of our early days. A music box. Sarah always loved them, collecting them like precious jewels. This one felt different. Heavy, almost burdened with a story. I remember her telling me about it, how her grandmother gave it to her. A story of a hidden melody, a secret whispered only to those who listen closely. We'd wind it up together, lost in the tinkling notes, imagining faraway lands and impossible romances. Back then, our world felt boundless, full of shared dreams and unwavering trust. Now, the music box sits on my desk, a constant reminder of a past that feels both impossibly distant and agonizingly close. It's a physical representation of the chasm that has grown between us, a silent testament to the betrayal that shattered everything I thought we had. The melody, once a symbol of our love, now echoes with a haunting dissonance, a mournful refrain of what was lost. I keep winding it, hoping to recapture a fragment of that lost innocence, but all I find are shards of regret and the bitter taste of disillusionment. The dust on the box seems to mirror the dust settling on our marriage, a slow, inexorable decay. I wonder if Sarah ever remembers the magic we shared, or if the melody has faded from her memory as completely as it has from mine. This isn't just about an affair, it's about the unraveling of a carefully constructed illusion, the realization that the woman I believed I knew was a stranger all along. The melody starts, a delicate, almost hesitant tune. It's a waltz, melancholic and wistful. I close my eyes, trying to conjure up the memory of Sarah's smile, the way her eyes sparkled when she danced. It's a futile effort. The music only amplifies the emptiness in the room, the hollowness in my heart. I remember the first time she played this song for me. We were young, carefree, and convinced that our love would last forever. We'd spend hours dancing in our living room, lost in the moment, oblivious to the world outside. Now, the waltz feels like a mockery of those days, a reminder of the joy that has been stolen from me. It's strange, isn't it? How a simple melody can hold so much weight, so much meaning. It's like the music box is trying to tell me something, trying to reveal a hidden truth. But what truth? Is it a truth about our past, or a truth about our present? Or perhaps, a truth about the future, a future I no longer want to imagine? The music swells, then fades, leaving me alone with my thoughts and the echoes of a broken dream. I found it tucked away in a box of old photographs. A photograph I never knew existed. Sarah, younger, brighter, laughing with someone who wasn't me. The man was captivating. Charismatic. He had a smile that seemed to promise adventure, a gaze that hinted at secrets. I felt a jolt, a physical pain, as I stared at the image. It was like a punch to the gut, a sudden, sharp realization of the depth of her deception. How could she have kept this hidden from me for so long? We'd built a life together, a home, a family. Was it all a lie? Was our love just a carefully constructed facade? The photograph felt like a betrayal, a violation of everything I thought we shared. It shattered the illusion of our perfect life, revealing the cracks and fissures that had been hidden beneath the surface. I wanted to scream, to rage, to demand answers. But all I could do was stare at the photograph, numb with disbelief and heartbreak. The image became a symbol of everything that had been lost, of the trust that had been broken. Our home. It used to be filled with laughter, with warmth, with the comforting aroma of Sarah's baking. Now, it feels cold and empty, haunted by unspoken words and unresolved emotions. The silence is deafening. We used to talk for hours, sharing our hopes and dreams, our fears and insecurities. Now, our conversations are stilted, superficial, filled with awkward silences and averted gazes. I try to reach out to her, to bridge the gap that has grown between us, but she always seems to pull away, creating an invisible barrier. It's as if she's afraid of what I might discover, afraid of the truth that lies hidden beneath the surface. I wander through the house, touching familiar objects, trying to find a trace of the woman I once loved. But all I find are ghosts of memories, echoes of a past that can never be recovered. The sunlight streaming through the windows seems to mock my pain, highlighting the emptiness of our lives. The wedding ring. A symbol of our vows, of our commitment, of our forever. Now, it feels like a cruel joke, a hollow reminder of a promise that has been broken. I pick it up, turning it over in my fingers, feeling the cold metal against my skin. It's a tangible representation of everything I've lost: my trust, my faith, my future. I remember the day we exchanged rings, the joy in Sarah's eyes, the certainty that our love would last a lifetime. How could she have betrayed that promise? How could she have shattered our forever? The ring is tarnished, reflecting the decay of our marriage, the corrosion of our love. It's a heavy weight in my hand, a constant reminder of the pain I'm carrying. I clutch it tightly, as if it will somehow anchor me to reality, as if it will prevent me from falling apart. I saw her. Or rather, I thought I saw her. A fleeting glimpse of a figure near the window, a shadowy silhouette against the rain-streaked glass. It was late, the house was quiet, and I was walking the halls, lost in my thoughts. I couldn't make out her face, but there was something about her posture, something about the way she stood, that made me recognize her. It was Sarah. But not the Sarah I knew. She seemed distant, detached, as if she were observing the world from a distance. A sense of unease washed over me, a feeling that something was terribly wrong. I wanted to call out to her, to ask her what she was doing, but I hesitated, afraid of what I might find. The rain intensified, blurring the lines between reality and illusion. Was it really her? Or was it just a figment of my imagination, a manifestation of my own pain and grief? The bar was dark, the air thick with the smell of stale beer and regret. I found myself there, drawn by an invisible force, seeking solace in the anonymity of the crowd. I ordered a whiskey, neat, and sat at the counter, nursing the drink and staring into the amber liquid. The bartender, a weathered man with tired eyes, didn't ask any questions. He just nodded, poured the drink, and wiped down the counter. I watched the other patrons, their faces blurred and indistinct, lost in their own worlds. I felt like an outsider, a ghost haunting a place that wasn't meant for me. The whiskey burned going down, a painful reminder of the fire that had consumed my life. I closed my eyes, trying to block out the memories, trying to escape the pain. But the memories wouldn't let me go. They swirled around me like a storm, relentless and unforgiving. I found her diary hidden in a drawer, tucked away amongst old letters and forgotten trinkets. I hesitated before opening it, feeling like I was violating her privacy, intruding on her innermost thoughts. But the need to understand, to know the truth, was too strong to resist. The pages were filled with her handwriting, elegant and flowing, but the words were often obscured by tears and smudges. I began to read, slowly, carefully, piecing together fragments of her life, of her emotions. The entries were cryptic at first, filled with vague references to unhappiness and dissatisfaction. But as I read on, the truth began to emerge, slowly, painfully. A story of loneliness, of yearning, of a desperate search for something more. A story of betrayal. The contrast was stark, almost unbearable. Two photographs, side by side, capturing two different moments in time, two different versions of Sarah. One showed us, young and carefree, brimming with happiness and hope. The other showed her with him, smiling, relaxed, seemingly content. It was like looking at two different people, two different lives. The difference in their expressions, in their body language, was undeniable. The happiness in the first photograph felt genuine, heartfelt. The happiness in the second felt different. Superficial. Like a mask. I stared at the photos for hours, trying to reconcile the two images, trying to understand how the same woman could be so different. Was the Sarah I knew a lie? Was our love just a carefully constructed illusion? The photos offered no answers, only more questions. I walked for hours, lost in the woods, trying to escape the pain, trying to find some semblance of peace. The forest was dark and silent, the only sound the crunch of my footsteps on the fallen leaves. The trees loomed over me, their branches reaching out like skeletal arms. It felt like I was walking through a labyrinth, a maze of shadows and secrets. I didn't know where I was going, or what I was looking for. I just needed to get away, to escape the suffocating weight of my grief. The path wound deeper and deeper into the woods, leading me further away from everything I knew. I felt like I was losing myself, becoming one with the darkness. The forest seemed to swallow me whole, erasing my identity, my memories. I found a letter, hidden in a box of old things. It was addressed to Sarah, from someone I didn't recognize. The handwriting was unfamiliar, elegant and flowing, with a hint of sensuality. I hesitated before opening it, feeling like I was violating her privacy once again. But the curiosity was too strong to resist. The letter was filled with passionate words, with declarations of love and longing. It described a secret rendezvous, a stolen moment of intimacy, a forbidden romance. I read the letter again and again, trying to make sense of it, trying to understand the depth of Sarah's betrayal. The words burned in my mind, fueling my anger, my pain, my despair. It was a confession, a testament to a love that had existed alongside our own, a love that had shattered everything. I barely recognized myself in the mirror. The man staring back is a stranger, hollow-eyed and haunted. The lines on my face seemed deeper, the shadows under my eyes more pronounced. I haven't slept properly in weeks, haven't eaten properly in weeks. I've lost weight, my clothes hang loose on my frame. I look like a ghost, a shadow of my former self. I try to look away, but I can't. I'm trapped in this cycle of pain, of self-destruction. I've lost all hope, all faith, all reason. What's the point of anything anymore? The mirror reflects not just my physical appearance, but also the state of my soul. It's a stark reminder of the devastation that has been wrought upon my life. It happened in a fit of rage, a moment of uncontrollable fury. I saw the vase, a beautiful antique that Sarah cherished, and I just smash it. The sound of the shattering glass echoed through the house, a deafening roar of pain and anger. I stood there, panting, staring at the broken pieces, feeling a strange sense of release. It wasn't about the vase, of course. It was about everything, about the betrayal, about the loss, about the shattered dreams. The roses, scattered around the broken pieces, seemed to mock me. They were a symbol of our love, now reduced to fragments, to dust. The image of the broken vase will forever be etched in my memory, a visual representation of the destruction of our marriage. The storm mirrors the turmoil within me. The rain beats against the windows, a relentless rhythm of sorrow. The wind howls like a tormented spirit, echoing my own pain. I stand here, alone in the darkness, watching the storm rage outside. It feels like the world is crumbling around me, like everything I've ever known is being washed away. There's no comfort to be found in the darkness, no solace in the storm. Just emptiness and despair. I'm adrift, lost at sea, with no land in sight. These keys. They unlock more than just doors. They unlock memories. Each one a portal to a different moment in our life together, our first apartment, our honeymoon cabin, the house where we raised our children. I run my fingers over the cold metal, feeling the weight of those memories, the joy, the laughter, the love, and the pain. It's a cruel irony, isn't it? These keys, once symbols of our shared future, now represent the end of our journey. I walk the beach, searching for something I can't name. The waves crash against the shore, a constant reminder of the relentless passage of time. The sunset is beautiful, a breathtaking display of colors, but it doesn't bring me any comfort. It just highlights the emptiness of my life. I feel lost, adrift, without a destination. Like a ship without a rudder, I'm tossed about by the currents of grief and regret. I'm not sure where I'm going, or what I'm looking for. All I know is that I need to keep walking, keep searching, even if there's no hope of finding what I'm looking for. This chair. It used to be her favorite. She would spend hours sitting here, reading, knitting, or just gazing out the window. Now, it sits empty, a silent testament to her absence. It's a physical reminder of the life we shared, of the moments we spent together. I can still feel her presence here, a faint echo of her laughter, her warmth, her touch. But it's just a memory now, a ghost of a feeling. The empty chair is a symbol of the void that has been left in my life, a void that I don't know how to fill. The shoes. A simple detail, but they speak volumes. Her worn, scuffed shoes, the ones she wore everywhere, a testament to a life lived fully, a life filled with movement and purpose. And then, my shoes, the ones I've worn for years, comfortable and familiar, but perhaps a little too worn, a little too static. They sit side by side, a silent comparison, a stark contrast. They represent two different paths, two different journeys. She walked a path of adventure, of spontaneity, of freedom. I walked a path of routine, of predictability, of stagnation. And now, the paths have diverged forever. I look at this photograph, and I see a ghost of happiness. A ghost of what we once were. We were so young, so in love, so full of hope. We thought that our love would last forever, that nothing could ever come between us. We were wrong. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, of shattering dreams, of revealing hidden truths. This photograph is a reminder of the innocence we lost, of the illusions we clung to. It's a bittersweet memory, a painful reminder of what could have been. The candle burns low, its flame flickering like a dying ember. It's the only source of light in this darkness, a small beacon of hope in a sea of despair. I watch the flame dance, mesmerized by its fragile beauty. It reminds me of the fleeting nature of life, of the impermanence of all things. Everything changes, everything fades, everything eventually comes to an end. And yet, even in the darkness, there is still a glimmer of light, a spark of hope. I cling to that spark, to the memory of the love we shared, to the possibility of finding peace. I write, trying to make sense of the chaos in my mind. Trying to put into words the pain, the anger, the grief. Trying to understand how things could have gone so wrong. The words come slowly, haltingly, each one a struggle. I pour my heart out onto the page, confessing my regrets, acknowledging my mistakes. It's a cathartic process, a way of releasing the emotions that have been bottled up inside. But it doesn't bring any comfort, any solace. Just a deeper sense of sadness, of loss. The rain falls, washing away the dust and grime, but it can't wash away the pain. I stand here, alone in the downpour, looking out at the horizon. The world seems bleak and desolate, but there's also a strange sense of peace. The storm has passed, and the air feels clean and fresh. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that I will survive. I will carry the memories of the past with me, but I will not let them define me. I will find a way to move forward, to rebuild my life, to find happiness again. It won't be easy, but I will not give up.